Hi, I'm Dr. Kari Stubbs. I'm Vice President of Learning and Innovation at BrainPOP, and today we're going to explore serious play, the role of games in learning. This is a picture of what my friends and family know as simply the Kari pose. I was a late bloomer when it comes to travel, so when I found myself on the Great Wall of China, I threw my hands in the air in glee, and someone snapped a picture. This silly pose is stuck, and now I have this thing where I take a picture in this stance everywhere I travel. The Kari pose symbolizes the role of play in lifelong learning. This picture was taken 4 years ago this month, in November 2010, in Dubai. 7 weeks before it was taken, I was at a hospital in Kansas City undergoing heart surgery. So in this Kari pose, I am quite literally throwing my hands in the air and shouting, "I did it." Overcoming heart surgery included a series of obstacles and challenges. And much like perseverance in the game environment, I experienced a childlike exuberance in overcoming them. This picture also offers a snapshot assessment of my health in the midst of my recovery. Likewise, games have been found to be a powerful tool for formative assessment in the midst of learning. Now, we know that formative assessment is an important part of good, solid instructional practice. 1, teachers can use evidence to inform changes to instruction that will yield immediate changes and improvement to student learning. 2, students can use evidence to manage and monitor their own learning process. And 3, when teachers and students collaborate with one another around formative assessment to inform rather than judge learning, student ownership of the learning process increases. But can games actually enable teachers to conduct formative assessment more frequently and more effectively? The answer is yes. Last fall, nearly 500 teachers participated in a study that looked specifically at how classroom teachers leverage digital games for formative assessment. The research showed that 91.7% of teachers that use digital games for formative assessment on a daily basis actually communicate that feedback back to students on a daily basis. Individualized, formative feedback every day. Can you imagine the changes to student learning that would result from this process? Now, in addition to the study, 30 teachers in grades 5 through 8 participated in a closer examination of how game features inform formative assessment practices and learning. BrainPOP supported the classrooms in the study by providing access to our games and advanced game features in our GameUp portal. The GameUp portal includes over 100 games across the curriculum that were developed by 40 best-of-breed game developers, including universities, museums, nonprofits, and indie game developers. At the time of the study, we had just launched an advanced game feature called SnapThought. Now, the SnapThought tool enables students to capture up to 5 screenshots in the midst of gameplay, annotate them, and share them with their teacher. Students respond to critical thinking questions related to core content and also reflect on strategies and successes within the play of the game. Our intent in designing the SnapThought tool was to inspire innovation around leveraging games for formative assessment. In this particular example, students are responding to how their understanding of the digestive, respiratory, and circulatory systems influence their success in the play of the game Guts and Bolts. Now, Guts and Bolts is a really fun game where students help Moby the robot create a Frankenstein-like robot version of his human buddy Tim. The more proficient kids are in their understanding of the various body systems, the more successful they are in the play of the game. Now, in addition to looking at the role of formative assessment related to digital games, the data and research on games for teaching core content also seems relevant. In this study, teachers overwhelmingly believe in the power of digital games for reinforcing previously taught content and also introducing new content as well. How many of you have leveraged digital games to teach core content in your classrooms? Anyone? One? A few? That's great. Now, in many countries, English is part of that core curriculum. So looking at it seems like a perfect example for exploring how games might be used to teach core content. BrainPOP offers a digital tool for teaching English to non-English speakers called BrainPOP ESL. But in addition to that, we've been working with our game partners to help teachers more easily leverage games for the teaching of English. This is a game called Quandary by the Learning Games Network. And in it, students are inspired to create a new planetary colony. Throughout the play of the game, students face important decisions that require them to apply conflict resolution skills. We've worked carefully to create a lesson plan tailored to English language learners specifically for the use of this game. We're finding that the kids are playing the game well, and that's helping them master English. Here's a look at the same SnapThought tool. And in this prompt, students are explaining how they've leveraged their understanding of English to support those new planetary colonists. 4 million hours. Pretty big number. Students have spent over 4 million hours playing to learn since GameUp launched in 2011. 4 million hours in just over 3 years. It's the equivalent of 240 billion minutes of rigorous learning around core content. That's a significant investment of time around games for learning. In September alone, we had 130 international visitors from 186 different countries. This number speaks to the significance of the uptake of games for learning. And for those of you who think games in education might be a passing fad or trend, this number can be a real eye-opener. So are each of you ready to rethink the role of games in learning? I'd like to thank the Qatar Foundation and the WISE organization for having me here. And before we move forward with the question and answer part of the Spotlight session, I would like to simply extend a warm invitation to all of you to come play with us. Whether you're an experienced gamer or a teacher who's just exploring how you might use games in the teaching process, we have a variety of games for you to try. Teachers and students have been embracing the role of games for learning, and I challenge all of you to do the same. Thank you.